Everyone in Kenya has a side hustle.
Yes.
At some point, there was a manager, an employee who came to me and told me, my manager has advised me to go look for a side hustle if my income is not sufficient enough for the money they are paying me. And it was interesting that your manager can come to you and tell you, you need to look for a side hustle. And so this side hustle has become a conversation, and most of this generation, everyone is talking about a side hustle. I want us to debunk this myth of the side hustle from your perspective. How practical is it to have a side hustle and an 8 to 5? And at what point should I say that I think my side hustle is good enough to make me the income that I'm earning as an employee at 8 to 5? Is it bad not to have a side hustle? Or is it good to have a side hustle? And is it true that income can never be enough so that I must have a side hustle? Is it true?
Those are questions that I always get in my day-to-day interaction with employees as I do personal financial management. I can tell you for a fact that, let me start from the fact that yes, based on the economic situation in the country and all over the world, and if you read on people who've made it actually all over the world, the trajectory has been that it is not only one source of income. They'll tell you that one source of income, talk to a lot of financial experts, they tell you one source of income is a recipe for poverty. Yeah.
Oh.
What that means is that it gets you to complacency and you're only able to meet your bills, but not to do so many things. So side hustle to a larger extent has also been overrated in that once people go through like training, you are here, then you are told one source of income is a recipe for poverty. Then you start getting into ventures sometimes many of us do not understand. So where do you start? Side hustles are good, but I'll want you, if you are getting to a side hustle, Eric, first of all, understand the nitty-gritty of the side hustle. Remember, as we speak, you are already engaged with an employer. So you need to introspect and ask, what kind of side hustle will I get into without interfering with any minute of my current employer? Because currently they are feeding you. They are making your children go to school. They are meeting your bills and everything else. Remember, that's an employer who's actually committed money to giving you a platform. What I always say that any employer is an enabler. So your responsibility as an employee is to leverage on the enabler to ensure that the money that you get can earn you more money. So investigate and know if it is a side hustle, which is not passive. You know, passive, it means that you are there actively. Because there's no way you can be working at two places at the same time, Eric. So you must actually agree on one. So which one do you give 100% of your time, or 80%, then you give the other one 20%. There are so many businesses that people say are very easy to set up. For instance, let's say like barbershop, salon, and that. But also those have their challenges. Where is the place? Will you get a good person? Or be it the salon ladies or the young man who will be able to actually maintain client. It has never happened. So many a times it needs your time. And because now where you work gives you what fits you and everything else, you'll find your side hustle, basically, your side hustle has to close. So what I'm advising currently is that if you don't have good people for your side hustle and you've not done your research, in-depth research to understand which area you need to get into, then the best thing to do is to ensure that the money that you could put into a side hustle, currently there are so many passive investment channels or vehicles that you could put that money in and you're good to go. And things like money market fund is one of the good vehicles that you can passively be putting that money in, and it gives you an income depending on how often the money, first of all, depending on how much is there and how much are you putting in. So you start with that as you build your capital base, and as time goes by, if your side hustle is something that you're so passionate about, then by the time you will be going into it full throttle, then you have enough capital because you've been doing it passively. Number two, things like the securities. Opportunities are abundance in this country. Unfortunately, we fear taking them, in that we fear risk. And I can tell you for a fact, the younger you are in your 20s or 30s, the higher the risk you need to take. For instance, let's say you have a 20,000 that you'll have wished to open a very simple business, which you don't understand. Why can't you take that 20K, take your risk, go buy shares and wait? So those are now the kind of risk that we need to take. You do your homework well, look at what are my obligations? Am I able to meet those obligations as a person? Do I have any disposable income? So that the thinking of side hustle, if you don't understand it, then you start putting money into passive income areas that can start earning you reinterest income, so long as you are consistent and you are reliable with that habit of putting money where it's supposed to be. Because remember, Eric, I always say this, and this is the mantra. There's no employer in the world, even the government, who can pay you to be rich. For richness, you need to look for it outside. But that is what is those outside? Those are then now the opportunities in terms of side hustles, opportunities in terms of the stock exchange, opportunities in terms of money market fund. This is the time that now we need also to start registering for, say, let's say, for instance, having a CDS account. The opportunities, you can still make money through side hustle, but currently it is overrated. Everybody is copying one another, so you get into stuff that you don't understand. Even if all of us now start a kiosk of selling Sukuma Wiki, so all of us, we are 15 of us or 17 of us on this on this platform. All of us now start copying. How much will you take home as a profit? Because your boss told me that he told you that you need to go into. So those are the challenges, but now we need to think outside the box. So you're asking yourself, yes, side hustle. Yes, I'm being told that I need to have another source of income, but it doesn't need that you must be there. You can do it passively in so many other things.